Welcome to Ask Lee Anything, where a group of agents ask anything that they like. If you like what you see, subscribe, share, and comment below. Let's get into this. I just threw out 5 questions, all open-ended, that will help me understand his level of competency, his level of conversation, his level of intelligence, because I'm always qualifying, because I'm running a business. I don't list homes, I sell them. And just because somebody wants to sell doesn't mean they will do what it takes to sell. And we will all learn this through the School of Hard Knocks. Always. Always. Which is why we ask the pre-qualifying questions. So when you sell the home, what do you plan to do? Where do you plan to move to? What are you looking to do? What happens if that doesn't happen? What would you do? What has your experience been? So this is why none of these answers are just boom. And believe you me, with folks that are online and everyone in this room, this is an excellent question that nobody's talking about. And I know no one's talking about it because I know the statistics. Nobody's talking like this. Everyone's like, oh, it's Pollyanna, the market's great, and oh, just market it. Just market it. This is something we absolutely need to work on. And I'll be transparent. When I got my license in 2005, math extremely intimidated me. It only took me a couple months to learn all the multiples of 3. Promise. That one was real fast. But understanding percentages is vital in this business, which is why your calculator should always be available and understanding all of this. Now, so what I hear you saying is a property with more value in the eyes of a buyer, whether it's condition or location, because we can't change the where it is, we're in a building, but this has more value theoretically because it's a higher floor, better view, at a significantly less price. Don't shoot the messenger. Well, so it's not what makes it worse. See, there's no emotion in this. Facts are facts. If there's a property in the same building on the same line that is in better condition on a higher floor and it is $15,000 less, how do we get a buyer to be interested in ours versus theirs? And the answer is we adjust our price to be under theirs so that we're the next one that sells. And it's unfortunate, but when we pay attention to month supply, when we pay attention to month supply of inventory, which is a statistic we're going to talk about tomorrow, when we pay attention to month supply of inventory and the inventory is upwards of 9, 10, 15 months, which it very well might be, I don't know, I would imagine it so. Now we play the game limbo. And in limbo, how do we win? How low can you go? That's it. Nobody plays the game of limbo and goes, I don't want to go as low as I can. And what's the point of doing it? What's the point of listing the property if we're not going to do what it takes to meet the market's expectations? That's another key phrase. To meet the market's expectations. We must meet the market's expectations. That's our job. That's my job. You hired me to understand what's going on in the market, month supply of inventory, to do all of these things, expose the property, and pay attention to how we navigate what's happening. And with the amount of inventory that is staying on the market, the amount of inventory coming on the market, which means it's growing inventory, we have to be the most aggressive price in the best condition. And that's what you're hiring me to do. You're hiring me to navigate this, to share with you the information. My value as a professional real estate agent is to give you this information. So what we just talked about is the cost of taking a listing. We just broke it down, and we learned that it's not just photos and marketing. There's a lot. And this was a lesson that our coach, Ralph, and I, in 2012, in the office back over here, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's one of the most powerful coaching calls that I've ever had. He gave us homework and he said, all right, Ralph and Lee, what's the cost of taking a listing? And I want you guys to calculate it and turn it, and we'll talk about it in next week's call. We show up to the next call with some silly answer. And he goes, oh, no. I want you to create a spreadsheet, and I want you to actually take the time to do this. And we did. And we came up in 2012 that it cost us $1,000. Now it's absolutely more. For sure. More. Because labor costs more. We're worth more. Lock boxes and signs cost more. I mean, think about this another way. You have 10 listings, and 10 listings don't sell. Times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10, and none of them sell. Which is why, turning it around, we don't just go put stuff on the MLS. Slow down, follow a system, because that's your value. When you run a personality-based business, this market is unrelenting. You're hiring me because I'm the best, because I'm good, because you see me, because me. Versus you're hiring me because I'm a professional real estate agent who runs a business, and this is my system. Change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at change. And the moment that you run your real estate business like a business, you will have different conversations, and people will start to look at you differently. Because, hey, I appreciate that you want me to put on the MLS, and this is the next step. I have some time tomorrow at 4, or would 6 be better, and this is the next step because of this, and here's what will happen next. When you communicate like this, people will talk to you different, they will look at you different, they will react differently, and now you're in control. Always be in control. Why? So you can sell a lot of real estate and not have 2 or 3 deals and get stressed out, and then have no closings for 2 months, and then go, oh my God, I have no money, and then ramp it back up, and you just go on this little cycle because you're not following a system. You're simply just reacting to everything, versus when something happens, you go, yes, I have inbound business. This is the next step. And the system could be, hey, you're going to get a ton of calls. Yeah. Property is going to be active on Monday. Just understand that you're going to get calls from agents that are going to tell you up, down, left, right. They're going to tell you that the sky is purple and that pigs fly. This is very important. A plus B plus C equals D. This is very important that you guys wrap your head around this. This is called the communication formula, and I learned this from Alan Waxman. We always start with D. Always start with D. And D is the desired outcome. When we go into any conversation, any meeting, anything, we start with D. How do we want this thing to end? Our desired outcome. A, B, and C are interchangeable. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, but it is the audience, the method, and the message. Audience, what is the desired outcome? No, it's to get a price adjustment, but what price? Like clarity. What price are we getting this property at the end of the meeting? Clarity. Not, oh, I'll get a price adjustment. It is, I am crystal clear in my desired outcome. Okay, why? Because who's the audience? Seller. What is the method? What is the method? How are you going to talk to him? Is it phone, email, text, Zoom? What would be the benefit of Zoom? Face-to-face. What else? See their reaction. See their reaction, so you're face-to-face. What else? See body language. What else? All this is true. What would you want to show him? MLS. Why would you want to show him the MLS? Yes. When we understand that the public sees us, no matter how you're dressed, no matter how we look, the public sees us as used car salespeople. Oh, that one hit home, huh? That one hit home. I know it's true. I've been in this business 20 years. When the public sees us as used car salespeople, when you cut corners, it just feeds into the narrative. So if we're on Zoom and we know what our desired outcome is, now we craft our message with purpose, professionalism, practice, rehearse, and crush it. Versus, let me just give him a call. Let's see if it happens. If it doesn't, it may. Which is what most real estate agents do. They wing everything. And that's why 75% of all condos are not selling. And 50% of all single family homes are not selling. Because the professionalism and the skill set of our industry is at the lowest it's ever been. Why? Because there's more agents than there's ever been, and they've made more money than they've ever been, and the statistics are showing it. I don't know if there's ever been a time where the board of realtors has had 25% pass rate, but agents keep getting their license, agents keep coming on board, and they don't want to slow down enough to do stuff like this. So I'm not saying you do it on Zoom. I'm saying that would probably give you the best chance to have him not say you're full of shit, and he's not going to do it. Two things Larry talked about. One is, talked about three things. Don't mistake movement for achievement. Just because you show up every day, just because you're working, doesn't mean we're actually getting closer to getting paid. That's the first thing that you said, absolutely vital and correct. The second is, we have to pay attention to leading and lagging indicators, which is running a sales business. We can't have an appointment if we don't have a contact. A contact is a conversation about real estate, which will move us to an appointment. Well, we can't take a listing if we don't have an appointment. An appointment is a leading indicator to a lagging indicator of taking a listing. You know the definition of a contact. I'm not changing the definition. You and I know you know the definition. It's a conversation with a decision-making adult about real estate. Okay. That's it. It's a conversation. But it's a leading indicator to appointments. Like if someone said, hey, my goal is to sit on 4 appointments this month, and I sat on 0, the first question I would ask is, how many conversations did you have over the last week? Because conversations is a leading indicator to appointments. Well, hey, I keep going on appointments, but I'm not getting any listings. Well, the leading indicator is going on appointments. The lagging indicator is listings. So it would tell me we got to work on our presentation, or we have to work on pre-qualifying. Hey, I'm taking a bunch of listings, but they're just not selling. Well, that would be your presentation, how you price property, how you communicate with the seller, and how you gauge motivation. So there's a recipe or a diagnosis for any obstacle in our business. So now going back to your third point, which is this business is a sales business. And in any sales business, we have funnels because this is a sales business. And so in order to get an appointment, which is the bottom of the funnel, it's my little snow cone, we have to get people into the funnel. The reason agents fail in this business is, one, they don't understand that this is a sales business. 2, they don't focus every day in getting people into their funnel. 3, they don't have systems to move people down the funnel. 4, they run out of money before they realize that not all leads are equal. See, an agent who doesn't sell a lot of real estate focuses on leads. An agent who sells a lot of business focuses on appointments. So it doesn't matter how many leads you have if you have no appointments. I got so many leads and I'm following up. All that matters is the appointment. This is an unrelenting business. We need to get paid. And so you nailed it. You answered the question all in asking the question, which is not all conversations are equal, and yet understanding the amount the amount of conversations and who we're speaking to is vital. So at the bottom of the funnel, we have the hottest leads, which are expireds and for sale by owners. Why? Because an expired was listed with a real estate agent and that agent failed at their job, and you have the opportunity to gauge motivation and solve the problem. A for sale by owner, they put a sign in the yard that said they want to sell their house. All our job is to build trust, support, and list to help them achieve their goal. The next level is creating emotional proximity with as many humans as possible so that when they think of real estate, they think of you. That's why Diet Coke, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew spend millions of dollars a year running ads. So that when you go to the gas station and you walk inside, or Bud Light versus Heineken, so when you walk in, your brain goes, oh yeah, that commercial, Emotional proximity. When you walk in where you can do business, what are you thinking about? And so you calling your farm, you door knocking your farm has all the validity, but it is absolutely second. It's important, but it's absolutely second to where am I getting an appointment now? So let me say this another way, and I'm going to hammer this home. Every single day, 365 days a year. In a leap year, 366. You can call an expired the morning of and take it every single day. Every single day. 365 days a year. It is absolutely 100% possible. We call our sphere every single day to create emotional proximity, but it is not guaranteed that who you speak to and who you know is going to buy, sell, or invest today, this month, in the next 90 days, this year. But it's important that we do it. Our farm. It is not guaranteed every single day that your neighbor or the person down the street or the person that just moved in is going to sell today, this week, this month. But we communicate with them to create emotional proximity because they might know somebody. But someone who inherited a property that was listed with a real estate agent who has $100,000 in debt that needs to sell the property to cover their debt, you speak to them in the morning, they're ready to list that afternoon. Someone whose wife had a job transfer, husband stay back with the kids to finish out school, listed with a real estate agent back in August. Agent promised they'd sell it in 60 to 90 days. Here we are in February, property still hasn't closed. Wife started going to happy hours because we were supposed to be moved 90 days ago. FaceTime only does so much. Come in once a month. You call that morning with a different energy than what they've experienced. Motivation. They're listing that afternoon. You get that thing sold in a week. I'm just creating the difference in intensity. And at Glover U, we have a visual called Pathway to Payday, or the Path to Payday. And it's simply a bullseye that shows circle prospecting, door knocking our farm, is important, but spending the same energy circle prospecting versus for sale by owners and expireds, completely different vibration. Both important. So let me say this another way. I'm going to hammer this home. So when I first got my license, I took a class called, I forgot what it was called. But what they asked me to do was circle prospect, not call for sale by owners and expireds, but circle prospect, which is door knocking a farm. It's calling around a listing. And talk to people really slow, like really slow. Follow the dialogue, but talk really slow to see how people reacted. And then have another 10 conversations with people talking really, really, really fast to see how they reacted. And learn that some people will talk to you when you talk really slow, and some people will talk to you when you talk really fast, because people want to be talked to the way that they talk. And that was a lesson that I had to learn. But we did it with circle prospecting, not for sale by owners. We didn't do it with expires, we did it with circle prospecting. Because the quality of conversion is much lower, and so you're not wasting, quote unquote, a conversation. Long answer. But Pathway to Payday, I think I have it on our Facebook group. If it's not under our files in our Facebook group, I'll make sure that it's on there today. So if you want to bounce off of Chanel, or if one of you guys want to hop on the Facebook group later today, let me know if it's on there. I have the PDF. I'll make sure it's there. It's called Pathway to Payday, and it shows the intensity that not all conversations are equal. And now it's just a matter of just adjusting what's inside that consistency, because he's focused on his goals, which is what a business person does. They realize that what they're doing isn't getting them to where they want to go, and he doesn't want to mistake movement for achievement. Just because he's moving doesn't mean he's achieving. Just because he's having conversations with people doesn't mean he's achieving. There's a great book, and you can, instead of reading the book, if you're like me, you'd rather watch a video on YouTube, and it's called Who Moved My Cheese? It's a cartoon of little mice. And it explains exactly what Larry's saying. He's like, I was doing this, and I ate. I'm doing this, and now I'm not eating. I want to eat, but I keep going to the same place, and the food's not there. Who moved my cheese? And so the question then becomes is, how do we adjust? And he understands, he just wanted clarity on exactly what he needs to do. And it's not abandon the farm. And so to hammer this point home, anytime a market shifts, and in this case, and you guys will see it tomorrow, closings are down 35% year over year, give or take. The amount of available closings is down. The amount of agents is up. It's called the law of equilibrium. As the available income goes down, the amount of agents still continue to go up. And then we go into a period of 18 to 24 months called survival. Because there were 10 slices of pizza, now there's 6, and more people are going after the 6. And the agents like Larry, who make this adjustment, make sure he gets 2 slices, which means everybody else fights over the last 4, theoretically. Establish agents that make the adjustment. This is the great equalizer. And then my coach, because I hired a coach 3 months into having my license in 2005, paid credit card immediately. Why? Because I was told that's what I was supposed to do. Blind faith. Said, like in 2008, a couple years later, said, this is the great equalizer. I was 2.5 years in the business. And he said, everyone who got their license 2001 to now, they have no more experience than you do having your license in the last year. And the same is true for everyone right now. Agents who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds, not 100, hundreds, since 2012, 2013, they know no more than you do. Because they have bad habits, they have no systems, they were order takers, very little skill. And now that the proof, I'm not making it up, the proof is there. Committing to a systems, a sales-based business, understanding fundamentals, you can take market share